Countries and regions acquire karma just as people do. Many people do not understand this and wonder why civilizations move from greatness into decay. The decision makers who abuse systems and who pass laws that create suffering for others establish a collective consciousness for the land and create karma that inevitably must come around someday. Whether one is a corporation president, school board member, church trustee, member of Congress, or parent, decisions are judged and collective karma may be accrued. An example of this can be found in the state of New Mexico. Today, the Rio Grande River Basin is one of the greatest spiritual centers of the world. People from all walks of life are coming to the area, not even knowing why they are driven to do so. Their souls draw them to the area, and their spiritual progress is accelerated when they arrive. Other than destiny, there is a higher reason why this is so. New Mexico developed the atom bomb, the instrument of destruction used in Japan in 1945. Because of the actions of a number of scientists and other individuals, many lives were lost, and an atrocity was committed against humanity in general. Even though the use of this weapon prevented the loss of many lives and served to end the Second World War, the action affected the world, and New Mexico acquired the karma associated with it. Now, this must come into balance. One of the ways to undo this karma is for souls from New Mexico to bring enlightenment to the people of the world. This will help balance the negative karma accrued by the use of the bomb. Therefore, many souls have awakened and many more are coming to assist the state and the earth so that all will be in perfect alignment in the millennium. Some countries have more karma than others because they consistently have inflicted more negative actions on others. From the perspective of universal law and divine justice, all of the problems that the United States is experiencing today are a consequence of its actions toward other countries and individuals in the past. Every single thing a person or a nation does is recorded in the etheric, and the laws are perfect. All must come around to be balanced in the future. There is no escaping this phenomena. Realizing this, think about the karma that some countries are creating for themselves today. The wars and hardships in which individuals are engaged will have to come into balance, both personally and for their countries. What a pity that they do not understand the perfection of God's laws. They would probably think twice if they had this understanding. Nearly all individuals who come into embodiment on earth have had debts to clear from the past. Many participated in the agenda of the Age of Pisces, with its endless wars and its infliction of pain and disabilities on others. Others' debts go back still further, perhaps even to the destruction of Atlantis. All too many souls came into this lifetime without having cleared their karmic slates of these deeds. Since karmic debts are of substantial magnitude, it is easy to understand the human propensity toward procrastination in clearing such debts. On the soul level, however, all individuals know that this is the last lifetime to balance the scales. Time's up. Old debts must be paid before the portal shifts, changing the energies to a higher octave. If debts are not paid and scales not balanced, the soul will be denied entry into the higher kingdoms. The reason that so many oppressed individuals are living in difficult circumstances today is that the debts from the Age of Pisces and Atlantis are still being paid. As indicated earlier, many of these debts are centuries old. All members of an oppressed person's family are also connected to the debt. Each one agreed between embodiments to work together to assure that the karma is paid and that the scales are balanced once again. Each soul will suffer for the amount of time necessary to balance actions that hurt others in former lifetimes. Once these debts are paid and the scales are balanced, good karma begins to come around to build the promised Garden of Eden. These conditions will be the same for all souls until the cleansing is complete. Then there will come a time on earth when Such difficult experiences no longer will be necessary, because all will be perfectly aligned with the higher self. Our egos have created wars and hardships. Our choices have created our suffering. The will of God desires only peace, perfection, and happiness. It is important to state here that not all hardships or challenging conditions in life are our just punishment. Sometimes a soul chooses to sacrifice its own path in service to others. For example, infants may embody to play difficult roles because the parents need to learn patience or other lessons. Or beloved family members may agree on the etheric to give up their lives collectively in a car accident caused by a drunk driver for the purpose of raising public consciousness regarding the crime of alcohol abuse. When we do not acquire consciousness by observing and participating in life, lessons must be delivered to us in a more serious format to get our attention. Often some of the nicest and most well-known people choose experiences for the sole purpose of raising consciousness. It is unfortunate that beautiful people sometimes choose to sacrifice themselves in situations such as the ones described above. Those choices would not be made, however, if they did not serve greater purposes. On a higher level, their souls do receive greater rewards for their actions, especially if their sacrifices help others see the light. When humanity, individually and collectively, reaches the state of enlightenment, where all are accountable for their own behaviors and accept responsibility for their actions, we will move to a place in our evolution where martyrs will cease to exist. Although this is really a misperception, can you not see why Earth is sometimes called the penal colony of the universe? In spite of its beauty and all the joy that can be experienced in living here, there is much credibility in this concept when you realize that Earth is one of the few planets on which one can come into embodiment where karmic law rules. Understanding this gives us a whole new outlook on what is really happening in our lives and on Earth. It also should give us a new perspective on life and cause us to assess everything we do. We must continue to come to Earth until our scales are balanced and we have no unfinished business left. The harmonic convergence in 1987 freed the star seeds, or the children of light, from karmic debt. This was so because the star seeds had the least amount of karma to pay upon embodiment. Soon this event will affect all others on Earth in a similar way. At the time of the harmonic convergence, the clearing of karmic debts was accelerated and a dispensation was given that allowed all to begin the test of initiation to achieve higher levels of mastery. This does not mean that the star seeds will not continue to accumulate good and bad karma, but rather they are no longer tied to their past karma. Those souls are now connected to higher planes of existence that are freeing the souls at an accelerated pace to achieve higher levels of enlightenment and power. Within 5 years, by the year of 2001, this same dispensation will hit all of Earth's peoples. And I think they missed the year there, because I don't think it's hit yet. Therefore, it is wise that individuals today think seriously about what they are doing in each moment of time and open that savings account of good actions, deeds, and works. Karma is the result of thoughts, emotions, words, and actions, all directed by the will. Each of these energies moves into the inner world and becomes a vibrating force on the mental plane. The vibrations attract and mold other like forces as they move to the physical plane. The resulting forms stay with us and may remain for a longer or shorter time, depending on the strength of the original energy. A principle of karmic law outlines how energy sources may be realized in the next life. Theosophists such as Annie Besant and others suggest the influence of karmic law during our afterlife, the life between incarnations, and the determination of the nature of our next incarnation.